These first two clips show just how active the rats have been over the last 3 weeks. Obviously the wet weather has forced them in from the fields. It's quite amazing just how much spoil they've dug out from underneath the chicken house. There's obviously a lot more rats around than there was. I shot the first rat last week just to the right of the post that you can see at the entrance to the hay store. This week the smallholder had actually spilt some grain on the outside on the footpath, so that had attracted the rats. This one was the first I shot of two in this position. I didn't actually get the second one on video. I thought I'd miss this rat, but as I was panning around it jumped back into view, kicked a few times, and then that was it. I've come to the conclusion I don't like the JSB Hades pellets. This rat should not have run off after I hit it. I'm pretty sure if I'd been using the JSB exact jumbos it wouldn't have done so. I did pick the rat up later, but this really isn't good enough. Before I left home I zeroed the rifle with the Hades pellets off the table with a front bag, and it was literally pellet on pellet through the same hole at 20 yards. There's no good explanation why these pellets are not killing cleanly. It's awkward at close range through the Harris fencing with all the reflection. The first rat was a clean miss, the second one I bowled it right over. This one sat still for just a little bit too long. After shooting a rat, it's always a good idea to have a quick scan around in the immediate area, because the disturbance often makes another rat sit up. These two sadly didn't hang around though. The hazards of Harris fencing. Clipped the wire twice with that rat. Now that's the effect I would have expected a Hades pellet to have after all the hype that's been given out about them. I didn't hear the pellet hit the fence, so it's probable that that was a good strike. However, with about 3 inches of mud over that side of the fence tonight, there was no way I was going looking for it. Don't you just hate it when they do that? Block up the hole. Still, another one did appear later on, which I also shot, and stayed in there. After the last rat in this hole, I decided to have a quick scan around, see if there's a better opportunity. There wasn't, so I gave this one a try, with better results this time. You can see here that I've got the centre illumination on the reticule. This is because Wolverine Vermin Shooting asked me if this were possible with the MV007. I said it was. As you can see, that's quite correct. However, I would say that if you had a fully illuminated reticule, it would flare out and shut down the camera, so it wouldn't be usable. It would have been a better demonstration if I'd actually managed to hit that first rat. However, no mistake with the second one that was sitting in the hopper. I can highly recommend Wolverine Vermin Shooting if you want to see some classic rat shooting. I'll put a link in the description below. Another miss. Not an easy shot, but I would have expected normally to have got it. Kick out your bugger. There was a second one out of that hole in the corner of the chicken hut. Yet again it didn't fall out. Despite the disturbance, these two rats were just sitting there, bold as brass. I went for the one on the right because the one on the left was slightly obscured. Unfortunately it didn't hang around long enough for me to get a shot at it. If you look carefully, you can just about see the helicopter tail coming out of that hole, so I know that was a good solid headshot. Pretty sure I missed that one. When I went to pick up, I didn't see one lying in the hole, although it could of course have kicked much further back under the hut. That is one hell of a big rat. I'm very close to the fence, so there's just isn't enough space to reliably get a pellet through the gap. I'll have to wait until I move to the other side of the pen and hope that I'll get an opportunity at it then. I had to move around a little bit there so I could just get enough space to get underneath the wire. Certainly nailed that rat. Hades pellets did a proper job that time. Well, that's a pity. The second rat is safe behind the fence again. No doubt about that, been a good solid shot. That's not going anywhere. Perfect head-on shot there. A little bit of movement, but not too much. Pretty much what I had been expecting with the Hades pellets, but don't seem to be getting all the time. I've been on site shooting now for about an hour and a half, and the rats are definitely getting a bit wary. These ones behind the fence, making full use of what is not very dense cover, but it's certainly enough to mess me around. The final rat that I had a shot at, I think I should have hit it, but suspect that it's just a twig in the way. Better luck next time. Speaking of next time, I think I'm going to start targeting this side of the fence when I first arrive. Perhaps I can then clear up some of these big rats that are hiding out there.